So are the Steelers going to the Super Bowl?
Hell no.
So that's the most confident no I've ever heard from a Steelers fan. This is unprecedented. I've never met a Steelers fan that's ever said no to a Super Bowl.
Mike, what is your reaction to potentially playing 13 straight weeks, and how tough will that be physically?
We do not care.
Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah. I will be kind of spearheading this series, which I have been doing for the past 3 episodes. And today we will be interviewing Ethan Rohr, who is a Steelers fan over here. I have a lot of questions for you, particularly, especially with how the season's going. And good thing Will isn't here, otherwise we'll be having a Steelers-Ravens debate the entire time. So this will be interesting. So I guess why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of give us a little bit of your history, I guess, as a Steelers fan.
Alrighty. Howdy. My name is Ethan Rohr. I am a junior, a trombone performance pre-law student here at the University of Nebraska. I grew up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But my whole family's from Canton, Ohio, home of the NFL Hall of Fame. And I'm a Steelers fan. Because my grandfather's a Steelers fan. His fan has been his whole life. Therefore, my dad was a Steelers fan his whole life. Now, I've been a Steelers fan my whole life.
With you being a Steelers fan and your dad being a Steelers fan, there's got to be like that one moment where you just became a Steelers fan. Is there like a specific game or a player or something like that? Like, is there like a specific story that kind of goes along with that?
There's not a specific story, but I remember my childhood was when Big Ben was being really, really dominant in the NFL. So I guess just watching Big Ben Roethlisberger play was huge for me.
What was your first game that you started watching? Or like, do you remember the first game you watched?
Nope, I don't remember the first game I watched. No, we watched all of them growing up. We have little traditions that go with it. They're like, you've got to have conies on Steelers game day to make the Steelers win, you know?
So, conies, what are conies? I feel like
it's like a hot dog with like a taco meat on top.
Oh, okay. So, like a every Sunday tradition kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
Is it just you and your dad that watch these games, or do you have like other family members that show up or friends?
It was really just my dad and I. Like my little brother's only really started getting into football like really recently with me coming to school here and being in the marching band and him coming to the Husker games. And then my mom watches, but like not super into it, and like my sister would just be off doing her own thing while we were watching football.
Is there like a goal trying to get them to actually be dedicated Steelers fans, or you just kind of like, well, I try, or
yeah, we just kind of let them do what they do. They eat the conies with us, you know, but like they take part in that kind of stuff, but they always just like went and did their own things.
Yeah, but they're like emotional support almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially when you guys lose. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say there has been a whole lot of that going around for you guys, but there's definitely been some disappointing seasons. Yeah. Obviously, over the last few years, you haven't had Big Ben. Just kind of been looking for that quarterback. And now you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. So what's your opinion on him? Like, where were you when you heard the news that he was going to Pittsburgh?
Oh, I think it was sometime towards the end of the semester. So I think I was studying like some music theory or something. And then my brother there texts me and goes, Ethan, Aaron Rodgers is going to the Steelers. And this was after they had drafted Will Howard, and I said, no, there's no freaking way. You're pulling my leg right now. And then sure enough, it was true.
So obviously this season's been a bit, I wouldn't say rocky, but you were off to a 4-3 start.
Yeah, 4-3.
Just with your loss to the Green Bay Packers this last weekend.
Yeah.
What kind of expectations do you have for this team? Obviously, there's a lot of weight to this season, especially with, the possibility that Aaron Rodgers not just won't be returning, but is going to retire after this season.
Yeah.
A lot of speculation with that. So what kind of expectations have you placed on this team?
What kind of expectations? I'm kind of expecting the 9-8, 10-7 range yet again. And I'm praying to the man upstairs for a playoff win. I feel like with our schedule, we can certainly make it to the playoffs. I don't think there's any team on there that's too difficult. There's no Chiefs or Eagles on our schedule. No, I'm the worst game left is the Bills. I think we go to Buffalo.
That'll be a tough game.
That'll be tough. It'll be tough, but it's lots of Browns and Jets on the schedule yet.
So I mean, it's just how kind of the Steelers have always been. They've always had those very convincing wins, and then there's going to be those few that are a little bit questionable losses and stuff like that. And this is another thing I wanted to talk about. DK Metcalf. So that was I wouldn't say it's a steal, but it's definitely a big acquisition, obviously after letting go George Pickens, especially to the Cowboys of all places.
Yeah.
So what do you like about DK Metcalf?
I don't know. I feel like he's been having a good season so far, average wise. He's been having a better average than his whole career, tentatively. Obviously, there's a lot of season left to go, but as of now, it's his best season yet in terms of getting the ball down the field, and that's something I really like, he's having it seems like he's getting better with the Steelers. Steelers, even if it's just by a little bit, which is huge.
Yeah. So with your history of being a Steelers fan, what was your favorite game, your favorite memory as a Steelers fan? Because there's got to be that one game or that one play or something that's just kind of been this is why I'm a Steelers fan. Is there a game?
I wouldn't say there's a game so much as just spending time with the people I watch it with.
Okay.
With especially my grandfather. He's number one Steelers nut in the country, and it's super fun to go out to Ohio and watch the preseason games with him. Then because that's all we can really make it to during the summers. Just those memories with him, because I don't get to see him too often. Often I think is what makes the Steelers super special to me.
So with your grandfather, so besides the preseason games, have you been to any actual regular season Steelers games, or has it been mostly just you watching them with your dad or your grandfather or something like that?
Yeah, I've never been to a game. Okay. It's all been me watching on TV, be with my parents and my grandparents. It's a little far from here, Sioux Falls,
Yeah, just to
get out there,
just a bit out of the way. But I guess that's kind of where the rich traditions and the rich memories kind of come from. So I guess with your grandfather, have you guys done anything that's kind of special just with you and him? Because I know that you have the whole game day stuff with your dad.
Yeah.
But with your grandfather, obviously with him being, what you said, like the number one Steelers fan in the country. Is there some things that you guys do?
When I was younger, he took me to the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is just down the road. So we went and we walked through, learned all about the football history. Put on they've got headgear and shoulder pads you put on, and then you walk through and they've got the hall with all the statues of all the players in the Hall of Fame, and we went through and we picked out each of the Steelers on the wall. I would say that's the biggest thing with him. Then obviously we eat the conies too, but I think going to the Hall of Fame and experiencing that rich tradition in the NFL as a whole, but specifically with the Steelers, because that's who we were looking for, was kind of that big bonding experience for me.
For sure. Well, when you get the chance, is there something that you want to do with your grandfather? Like one of those things that you kind of want to just make a memory, not just for you, but for him as well.
Yeah. I'd love to go to a game with him. It's a little tough, especially now that I'm in college and his health is getting a little bit worse. His hearing is giving out, but I think sometime before he goes, I'd like to go to a game. Somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
ideally Pittsburgh, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not in Pittsburgh, there's obviously going to be those games that are kind of pretty local, I'd say. I mean, if they end up playing the Chiefs again,
or the Vikings,
yeah, and there's always going to be those games. Yeah, for sure. So probably within the next couple years or something like that.
Yeah, within
right?
the next few.
Next few years.
The next few.
Is there a specific matchup that you want to go to, division or out of division, kind of?
I don't think so. I think just whatever I can get him to would be more than great for me,
Would you bring other family members with you? I know it's going to be pricey, but if you could.
If I could. Oh, if I could, I'd bring my dad and brother for sure. Sure, they'd love it. My younger brother, he's constantly looking at the stats, and he watches every game. He'll record the game so he can wake up the next morning and watch the game as he gets ready for school that he already saw and knows the outcome to.
Are you just as crazy as him when it comes to Steeler football?
No, I'm not as crazy as him. Husker football maybe, but
aren't we a little crazy over here? But so you have your brother with the statistical and just the constant needing to rewatch Steelers football.
Yeah.
Is there a specific thing that you kind of watch the Steelers for? What do you watch for?
What do I watch for? I feel he definitely watches just for those stats and those kinds of things. I feel I just watch for the enjoyment of just being able to sit down and watch a game for a little bit. With the Steelers, it's not, my world doesn't revolve around how they do. Brody's world revolves on how well they do. I just like to take a break and sit down and watch a game. It's a game that's very cleansing during our crazy school days, to have those kinds of things where we can just sit down and enjoy something.
For sure. So I guess, would you kind of classify yourself as more of a casual Steelers fan?
Yeah,
a little bit more.
So.
Yeah, but you're still involved in watching all their games and stuff. I assume you have some merchandise.
Yep, I got this at the Hall of Fame just this summer.
There you go.
All my other stuff is up north, but
what kind of stuff do you have up there?
What kind of stuff? It's just T-shirts. I don't have any jerseys. These are a little pricey,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. If you did get a jersey, what kind of player would you get first?
Well, I think I'd want like a current player or like a player.
But just any player, honestly.
Just any player?
Yeah,
Oh, Big Ben,
easily.
No, yeah. Yeah, like that's like who I watched as a kid. So it feels very natural for like my first jersey to be Big Ben. There's some photos of like me when I'm like 2 or 3 wearing a Big Ben jersey. Obviously it doesn't fit anymore, but it would be nice to get one of those again, I think.
For sure, yeah. I guess with your Hall of Fame trip, I've never been to the Hall of Fame. What's it all like over there for I guess for just kind of explaining it to me, because I've never actually taken a look inside what's actually in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So a lot of it is like explaining the history of the NFL, like how it started, where the teams were, how it grew to such a nationwide phenomena, They have little things for certain like standout players, like the like shortest running back to like ever play in the NFL is in the Hall of Fame. So they have a whole video that like kind of like has like video depictions of those players like coming and giving kind of like pep talks in this little thing. It's obviously like made for kids, but like a lot of what they say like applies to us in our daily work lives too. Then they've got the hall that's got like these metal, I think it's like brass molds of all the like players in the hall's faces. So you just walk through and you can see everyone's face and where they played from what years. They have a Super Bowl ring from each year of the Super Bowl in a little case.
Okay.
It's just big like shrine in a sense to all of the NFL and what it is where it started, where it is now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a no-brainer if you would ever go back there and just, because it's such a cool part of like the NFL, just like the history and all the records and all that kind of stuff. So how old is your brother?
My brother is a 13. He's in 8th grade now.
He's in 8th grade. So you're kind of showing him the ropes of being a true football fan, whether it's Steelers or Huskers or whoever it is. I guess in the future, would there be something that you would do to just kind of like go and hang out with him? Because obviously you both are at different stages of life, but with just kind of how things are, would you want to start like any traditions with him if you haven't started anything already?
It's really tough to start something now because I'm down here and he's up there, and I want to go to law school, so I'll in theory be here for 4 more years, and that's like his whole time through high school. So he'll be in college by the time I'm out of it, So I think we have like little things, like he comes to all the Husker games, and I stop by the RV after, like the morning after, and we play some cards. Like he comes down and he sees all the Nebraska football, which isn't very Steelers related, but we've got just those little things where he comes down and he watches me playing the band and he watches all the Husker football, and we go to a few non-Husker games together. I think we're going to Colorado at K-State later this year. I went to North Dakota at K-State with him earlier this year, but I think traditions I'd want to start with him in the future, maybe it's just taking a little bit of time to just like take a break from our crazy school or work life and can sit down and just watch a game together. I think just 1 or 2 games a year would be wonderful.
Yeah. I assume you would kind of bring back the eating the
conies, absolutely.
conies, obviously. Is there any other like game day food you would probably bring there? Because obviously with college football, there's like all these crazy dishes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you kind of integrate what you kind of already enjoy from like a college fan perspective into like kind of like Steeler, I guess, fan experience?
I feel like I'd want to kind of gear it towards like kind of stuff we kind of already do and enjoy, you know. Like Brody is a huge fan of chips and salsa. So even though they might not have that at a Husker game or even at a Steelers game, like I think that's a food we'd probably eat it together. Like, and the same's kind of true for like non like in the game things. Like like we're big into hiking, so maybe we go on a walk before or after the Steelers game. Game, just kind of maybe after and kind of talk about what we saw on the field, you know.
Yeah.
It
could kind of good to just, well, you're just spending quality time with your brother, and then you're also just getting a good experience just as a Steelers fan in general. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. I guess with how everything is kind of shaping up this year, obviously, you have some expectations, just like not a mediocre, but another 9-8, 10-7 season.
Yeah.
I mean, Steelers football. Would you do anything specific this year? Obviously, as you kind of grow as a fan, you kind of just start including more things as you start watching more games, or especially when the playoffs come. If they win their first playoff game this year, what would you kind of like look forward to, especially if they do end up going all the way for some reason?
What I look forward to? So like in a world they go all the way, after they go all the way, or during the whole,
like during the whole thing.
During the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think in that specific scenario, just being there and going farther than losing in the wild card round would be like the best that Steelers football has done in 10 years, you know. Like, it's been a long time. I don't even remember the last time we won a playoff game. Like, I was maybe 9 or 8, you know, and I'm 21 now. It's been a long while. So it would be just, at that point I'd probably be in Sioux Falls with my family. Lee and I'd be ready to celebrate the historic moment with them, like especially like with Brody, who's never seen a Steelers playoff win.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys did win a playoff game against the Chiefs back in 2016. Obviously, it's been like over a decade.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So, so if they did go all the way to the Super Bowl, would there be any incentive or like a push to try and go to a playoff game? Just like knowing there is a chance, like would you want to try and push to get your dad or your grandfather to go? Obviously a lot has to happen.
Yeah.
But would you do that kind of stuff, or are you more cautious and just kind of waiting for the moment where it's like, okay, we're actually going to the Super Bowl? So
yeah, I think I think it, like, again, it depends on where it is. You know, like if it's in Pittsburgh, it's super easy to get my grandfather out there, or in Cleveland or in Cincinnati, you know. No, like, whereas if it's in Minneapolis or in Kansas City, like, it's super easy to get my dad and brother out to a game. So I think, and like if it's in like LA for whatever reason, like there's no way we're getting out there, you know. So it depends on where it is. If it's in a area where it is reasonable to ideally drive, we're a driving family. We don't like flying. I think I would really like to try to go with my family.
For sure. Okay. I have a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
So I've known you for a few years. You were a crazy football fan, I'd say, at least for the Huskers. That's a little bit of an understatement, just me saying that right now. I guess on a scale of like 1 to 10, how like crazy yinzer are you? Because like I know there's some like really crazy Steelers fans, but just knowing you from watching Husker football, are you the same way for the Steelers, or are you just kind of a little bit less?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put myself around a 4 or a 5 for the Steelers.
Really?
I'm a like 12.5 for the Huskers, but I'd put myself around a 4 or 5 for the Steelers. Like, I watch and I cheer and I yell at the TV, and I've got a terrible towel hanging over my sink, but I don't. I'm not quite like I am at Husker football.
So, I mean, you kind of wear like Steelers merch, and like you have a terrible towel, right? With your watch parties and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Do you you wave it around a little bit?
I don't wave it around.
Okay.
It's mostly just like nailed, like as a decoration,
Just a decoration. Okay.
and just over my sink. But,
Okay. Yeah. But you have some memorability.
Yeah.
Being a Steelers fan, so I mean that's kind of the important thing too. So, I guess kind of to wrap things up, I know it's a little bit what I've asked earlier, but what do you want as a Steelers fan? Like, what's the most that you want, whether it be like just going to a Steelers football game in person, or like what's like the biggest thing that you want as a Steelers fan?
Well, I would say in terms of like what the team does, I would like to see Will Howard starting sometime in the near future. Yes, I really liked Will Howard at Kansas State, at Ohio State. I think he's a great quarterback, and I know he just broke his hand like in the like preseason. But he's back in training like as of like a week ago. So maybe not anytime this year. But I'd like him to kind of learn under Rodgers and maybe be starting a few games next year.
For sure.
I think he's a great quarterback and will do really well with the Steelers.
Do you think he's going to be the face of the franchise going forward?
I could see it.
You could see it?
I could see it for sure.
I mean, obviously, probably better than like Mason Rudolph or those kind of guys. But yeah, I mean, especially coming from like the K-State, Ohio State background with Will Howard, he's got definite upside for that. So you got a lot to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you go full yinzer and you're actually a crazy Steelers fan just like your grandfather. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe so.
Maybe you'll get there one day. So
maybe someday.
All right. That kind of wraps things up. Thank you all for joining us on this little episode. Great to have you on, Ethan.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. Like, comment, subscribe on this kind of stuff because I don't know. I'm enjoying this kind of stuff because I like interviewing people and like learning about their histories as a fan of whatever team they're a part of. So if you have anybody that you want us to interview, let us know in the comments. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you eventually. See ya.